Hello, my name is Mark Frank. I'm currently a teacher and adult coordinator here at Horizonte High School, which is for adults. And we also have a youth to adult program as well. Um, so I'm going to go over my three strengths and three skills that I think that are most valuable that I have. The first is my balance between empathy, honesty, and policy. So I'm an optimist. I try to see the best in students and in teachers as well too, is when students are being difficult, when students are being problematic, I don't look at them and be like, you're a lost cause, or you're going nowhere. I don't think those thoughts. I hold off those judgments and I say, you know what, I'm just gonna keep rooting in for you. And time again, when I reserve that judgment, they surprise me because I haven't made a judgment to say that you're a loser, you're a lost cause. And more often than not, if I just keep working and rooting with them, they will just explode in a positive way. Same thing with teachers. I had an incident with a teacher where other teachers saying, "Hey, this teacher didn't show up. Their door is closed. What's going on with that?" And rather than sending an email saying like, "Why aren't you here? You need to do this," I just checked in like, "Hey, what's going on? Saw your door was closed." And they're like, "Oh yeah, I I sent an email, but not to you. I sent it to the other administrator, and it wasn't relayed to you." And I'm so glad I reserved my judgment, and I just didn't jump in and just start nailing him and being rude and saying, "You need to do this," and that's unacceptable. No, that's not my personality. Is I try to reserve judgment and see the positive in everyone, and that really goes along with providing good equity support to our students. But at the same time, I do have a backbone, and I need to stick to policy. I don't think an administrator should be all on the policy side or on the empathy side. I think they should have that balance, because if you're all policy, you don't see the needs of the individuals, those who are struggling, special needs, minorities, cultural differences, all that. But also, if you're too empathetic, you can get into trouble where you're not following policy when you should be. So there's a time for each, and I feel I strike a good balance that I can stick to policy and say, this is what it is, I'm sorry to upset you, but that's how it is. And there's other times where I can access that empathy and support them and look at them as a human being who needs help. My second strength, I believe, is I'm a good goal setter and I have a good vision. I'm very driven by that, but also I'm very flexible. I've seen schools be completely transformed when a good leader comes and provides a vision. And look, we got to look at the data and say, okay, where we're at, where do we need to be, how are we going to get there, what are the checkpoints? And then you provide that vision, particularly to the teachers. And you have the teachers part of that vision. They get to have a say and choice as well. Give them the training, lead them, and then provide communication is huge. Staying in regular communication can make all the difference between a good vision or a vision that was good, but it fizzled out really quickly. So I'm very proactive also. I try to find solutions to problems even before they become a problem. I know that's not 100%, but sometimes you see something like, there's not a policy in place, or there's no plan if this happens. And I think about that and I see it, I'm like, you know what, this could be a problem in the future. Let's address this now, proactively rather than reactively. So I'm always looking to improve, always looking to make things better. And that happens here at this school, where I had a big role in changing this adult program from last year to this year, from traditional based to competency based, that works better for our adults. Finally, my last strength, I'd say, is at my core, education is a calling for me. It's not just a job. And what that means is, at my core, I'll work harder, I'll work long hours, and I won't get burnt out. I'll have hard days, I'll have days where I'm tired and want to go home, yeah, but overall burnout, no. Because educators is, when I show up here, it's who I am. Helping students make their lives better, it's who I am. Being a good educator, a good administrator, it's who I am. So at that core, I can withstand being insulted by students and having those hard days and dealing with difficult parents. And at the end of the day, it's all what needs to be done to help get through to students and make their lives successful. So that's where I'm the eternal optimist, is I constantly try to see the good in people, because when I do, they tend to not let me down. Sometimes they do, but overall, I think they're pretty good. So that's a little bit about me and about my 3 traits or strengths, and thank you so much.